right. I want to thank everybody for attending on such short notice today. I appreciate all for supporting me in All-American and the campaign that goes on. But today I have a special announcement to make for Emmanuel quickly. Nobody comes out bigger in clutch moments like my teammate and brother. I won't be taking any questions. My campaign manager, Kenny Payne, can't answer all these questions. So without further ado, quick, Nick, and quick. Got it?
Nick cracked the joke. Any questions?
So who should we vote for?
Wow.
Should we pick Nick or pick Quick?
I say co-players of the year. They both are well deserving. They both have had good years to this point. They've done their jobs. They've done well to this point. Proud of both. Emmanuel quickly probably doesn't get enough credit simply from where he came from to where he is today. It's unbelievable. Where he is mentally, opposed to last year when his mind was racing and there was so much doubt. The growth that he's shown, not just in the shooting and basketball and making plays, but just mentally being sure of who he is as a player, it's a long way. Came a long way.
Is he the go-to guy, Kenny? Or is he, in the clutch situations?
I think when you look back over the baskets that we've had down the stretch of games, it's one common denominator. He's been making big plays and putting that ball in the basket a multitude of ways. A guy that you would start out saying he's a catch-and-shoot guy is now beating people off the dribble, getting in the lane, making floaters, making pull-ups, making tough twos, layups, along with making threes.
Cal said at the beginning of the season on media day, you're not going to recognize Emmanuel. What was it that you guys saw early on that you knew it was this kind of a turnaround?
Just his mental approach from the summer when he first came back. I think there was an all-star game or a summer league game or something that he played in. And people were calling saying, wow, he had 40-something in this game. It was against pros. It was against top-level guys. And he looked different. And then when he came here, there was a different type of swagger about him. He could handle criticism. He can handle tough coaching, which last year he struggled with. Being able to deal with you letting a coach down by not performing to your ability. I think that weighed on him last year, where now is the only person I have to please is me. I know what I'm doing. I'm comfortable with who I am as a player. And I think another part of Emmanuel's growth has been his faith in God. Doesn't get talked about a lot, but he has depended on that when he needed it the most.
Kenny, when he came in, a lot of people consider him as a potential point guard. He's going to play off the ball with Higgins. How big an adjustment is that for a kid who's used to playing point to play off the ball?
I would say it's a huge adjustment just simply from the point of not having the ball in your hands. You lose a little bit of that making decisions, having the ability to make decisions regardless. And so you have to adjust your game. The great ones that have came here, the players that have had a lot of success, Jamal Murray's, Isaiah Briscoe's, those guys had the ball in their hands so much in high school, and the adjustment, even Tyler Hero, the adjustment of playing off the ball traditionally it has made them better basketball players. I think Emmanuel is a case of that. It's going to make him, and it has made him, a better basketball, a more well-rounded player.
Was he a scoring point guard?
Yes,
Or-
yes.
It looks like he played, you know.
Yeah, and I think now what you're watching, his decision making has came just as far as any part of his game. Decision making has gotten better. Now, is it where it needs to be? No, but it's light years ahead of where it was. To be able to beat a person off the dribble and make a quick decision, whether it's a lob, a skip pass, or shoot it, I think that has came a long way with him.
Kenny, it seems like maybe foul trouble has robbed him of a couple bigger games, but Cal has said of EJ, he's so, after last game, he said he's so close.
Yeah, he is close. I think what happens to the mental part of it when he gets that second foul and having to sit, it takes away his aggression. And so he goes back to being tentative. But when he's starting games off like he started the last two, you're expecting to have a big night, and then all of a sudden you get your second foul. But his energy is way better. His rebounding is better. His fighting to make plays for us to win, it's been really good. Here's one for you guys. He's posting up harder than he's ever posted up. Second part of that is our guards haven't passed him the ball. So even we're in staff meetings and in film sessions saying, EJ, why don't you just punch the guy that's not passing you the ball? Like, let him know, like, you want this ball. Don't just accept a guy saying, my fault, my bad, and he shot the ball when you're wide open with a defender.
What do you guys say to him when he gets the second foul? How should he address not getting tentative when he gets that second foul? How should he react?
Well, if he gets it in the first half, I think what we've all have done is he knows he's not going back in. So when he's starting over in the second half. So play aggressive, just like you did start the first half, and just play hard and don't worry about getting a third or fourth. Just play. We'll figure it out as it goes.
It seems like he feels a lot more comfortable attacking, especially off the baseline, driving. He went right at the basket, putting it on the floor a little bit, stuff that he used to do.
Yeah, we working on it daily. Again, he's worked really hard. He's had some success. Some of it's not showing in the games as well as it should, but he's close. Like you said, he's close.
What challenge does that have, for example?
Very, very tough game. They try to get you in foul trouble, which you know has been something that we struggle with. They throw a lot of junk defenses at you, throw different rotations and zones and presses. We have to be a really good passing team in this game. We have to be able to attack them and make good passes, because from the day we started this season, we all talked about the better offensive teams are the better passing teams. Well, they're not going to let you run plays. You got to be able to spread the floor, drive the ball, move the ball, and make good passes to each other and take good shots.
Are they going to just try to knock up the game?
Yes, they will.
Just make it a rock
Yeah.
fight as Cal?
They are very physical. They're a really good offensive rebounding team. They throw the ball to the post to a guy who's really good down there at drawing fouls and creating havoc. They're a good team. They are capable of beating us.
Kenny, you had all three of you guys had 2 fouls in the first half Saturday. How do you, whether who to put back in, how to play through those situations, how to play with that so much?
We've been lucky. We do it by committee. We, try to go to a zone at times to leave a guy out there with 2. It's not one particular thing. We're all racking our brains. Cal's racking his brain over how do I play a guy with 2 fouls without him getting his third in the first half. It's just one of those things we have to deal with.
Why are they fouling so much?
I think the major thing is they get a little tired, and then you see them relax a little bit, and then they end up reacting to something, and then they get their hand in and they're not showing their hands defensively, or they're not moving their feet. So we've addressed it. We've talked about it. We talked about how important it is to play without fouling. Lately, it's been the strategy of all teams get Kentucky in foul trouble.
Kenny, obviously, he had the injury, but just in general, do you think Ashton's had some just season-long wear and tear that's maybe piling up on him now?
I think so. I think he had an injury a little while back where we had to limit his practices, where he at times didn't practice. But no excuses here. Ashton has to play better. He has to eliminate the, and I hate to say unforced turnovers because they're not forced. They're a lack of concentration, a lack of discipline turnovers that, you know, for us at this point now, we're at a critical point where now we're starting to, this is what we train for. This is the moments now where we have to be headed in the right direction. And there are 6 or 7 minutes every game where there's a lull in our offense. There's a lull in our focus. There's a lull in what we're doing on the court. We have to clean that up. And some of that starts with turnovers, unforced.
Have you seen defenses adjust to Ashton in the way that he gets in the air sometimes with nowhere to go?
Yeah.
Maybe earlier in the year, he got away with it.
Well, what has happened the last couple games is when he drives, before the defenses were collapsing and he could make passes. Now the defenses are spreading out, going to shooters, and he's having to make the read of, do I shoot it or do I throw the lob? Well, they may take Nick Richards away, the lob is not there. He has to be under control and reading, I have a shot. If I miss it, I miss it. I just can't miss them all, as Cal would say, but I got to put it on the rim and allow our bigs to rebound it.
Jay, have you all found any solutions to the press at the end of the games in the last 48 hours or whatever?
Well, for the first time since I've been here, we're struggling with a press at the end of games, and it's not during the game. It's more toward the end when the game is win or lose. And a lot of it starts with guys like Tyrese, who's standing over here, not getting into the body of the defender and just coming and meet passes. But it's look, he's a little hurt. I like that. But it's more of just getting into bodies, breaking open. It's not a thing of where we're running the wrong press offense. That's not the case. Our press offense has been great for years. We just got to get better at getting in the bodies and getting open and being strong with the ball.
Does Texas A&M use any of that?
They do, and they will probably throw some press at us and scramble the game up like we talked about before, and we have to make the adjustment and be, again, I go back to this. We've trained all this time for this time of the year. Right now, we want to be playing our best basketball leading up into going into the tournament, going into the NCAA tournament. A lot of that offensively starts with passing, making good passes, being a really good passing team, seeing each other, making extra passes, and attacking defenses.
One or two more guys. That's it.
All right, guys. Thank you.